In the history of college football, there have been legendary coaches: Bear Bryant, Knute Rockne, Woody Hayes, but there's one name that stands above them all. Nick Saban didn't just build a dynasty. He redefined what winning looks like in the modern era of college football. 7 national championships, over 200 NFL draft picks, a winning percentage that defies logic. But the greatest coach of all time didn't start at the top. He started in Toledo, Ohio, grinding his way up through the coaching ranks, learning, adapting, and perfecting a system that would eventually dominate college football for 2 decades. This is the story of Nick Saban, from unknown assistant coach to the undisputed greatest of all time. Nick Saban grew up in West Virginia, the son of a service station owner. He played defensive back at Kent State, but he wasn't an elite athlete. What he had was something different: an obsessive attention to detail and a relentless work ethic. In 1990, Saban got his first head coaching job at Toledo. He was 38 years old and relatively unknown. In his one season there, he went 9-2 and won the MAC championship. But more importantly, he started developing what would become his signature approach: discipline, accountability, and an obsession with the process. He didn't stay long at Toledo. He spent years as an assistant in the NFL with the Houston Oilers and Cleveland Browns, learning from Bill Belichick. This is where Saban absorbed NFL-level coaching philosophies: how to prepare, how to evaluate talent, how to build a system that could withstand any opponent. But college football was calling, and in 1995, Michigan State came knocking. When Nick Saban arrived at Michigan State, the program was struggling. They'd been mediocre for years, buried in the Big Ten behind Michigan, Ohio State, and Penn State. He changed everything. He brought an intensity that Michigan State had never seen. He demanded perfection in every drill, every play, every meeting. Players either bought in or transferred out. There was no middle ground. By 1999, he had Michigan State in the top 10. They went 9-2 in the regular season and earned a spot in the Citrus Bowl. The Spartans were relevant again, but something bigger happened that season. He proved he could turn a program around. He showed he could recruit, develop players, and win big games. And the college football world took notice. LSU had been watching, and in 2000, they made him an offer he couldn't refuse. LSU was a sleeping giant. They had history, tradition, and rabid fans. But they hadn't won a national championship since 1958. Nick Saban's job was simple: wake the giant. It didn't happen overnight. His first season at LSU was 8-4. But he was building something. He recruited at an elite level, brought in future NFL players like Marcus Spears and Chad Lavallee, and installed his system. By 2003, LSU was loaded. They went 13-1, losing only to Florida in a triple overtime thriller. But they dominated everyone else. In the Sugar Bowl, they destroyed Oklahoma 21-14 to claim the BCS National Championship. Nick Saban had done it. At age 52, he was a national champion. He'd proven his system worked at the highest level. But then he made a shocking decision. In 2005, Nick Saban left LSU for the Miami Dolphins. The NFL came calling with millions of dollars and the chance to coach at the highest level of football. It was a disaster. Saban went 15th and 17th in 2 seasons. His intense, controlling style didn't translate to professional players who were millionaires and didn't respond to his college coaching methods. The Dolphins were mediocre, and Saban was miserable. December 2006. A month later, he was the Alabama coach. It was the only time Nick Saban failed, and he'd never fail again. When Nick Saban arrived in Tuscaloosa in January 2007, Alabama was in shambles. They'd just gone 6-7. The program was dealing with NCAA sanctions. The dynasty days of Bear Bryant were a distant memory. Saban's first season was 7-6, but anyone paying attention knew something different was happening. He was recruiting at an insane level, bringing in 5-star players from across the country. He was installing his system. He was setting standards. By 2008, Alabama was 12-2 and ranked number 6 in the country. They were back. And in 2009, it all came together. Alabama went 14-0 and destroyed Texas 37-21 in the BCS National Championship game. He had done it again. But this time, he was just getting started. What happened next was unlike anything college football had ever seen. 2011, another national championship. Alabama demolished LSU 21-0 in the title game. 2012, back-to-back titles. Alabama beat Notre Dame 42-14. 2015, national championship number 4 at Alabama, beating Clemson 45-40 in an instant classic. 2017, another title, beating Georgia 26-23 in overtime on Tua Tagovailoa's legendary throw to Devonta Smith. 2020, number 6 at Alabama, demolishing Ohio State 52-24 during a pandemic season. 6 championships in 12 years. It wasn't just dominance, it was suffocation. Every year Alabama reloaded. Every year they were in the playoff conversation. Every year they sent a dozen players to the NFL. So how did he do it? How did he build a machine that just kept winning? First, recruiting. Saban recruited at a level no one else could match. From 2011 to 2021, Alabama signed 11 top 5 recruiting classes in a row. He got the best players, year after year after year. Second, player development. He didn't just recruit talent, he developed it. His strength and conditioning program, his position coaches, his system, they turned good players into great ones and great players into NFL stars. Third, the process. His famous mantra, trust the process. Don't worry about championships, rankings, or hype. Focus on doing your job, executing your assignment, winning the next play. It became a philosophy that Alabama lived by. Fourth, adaptation. He never stayed stuck in the past. When spread offenses took over college football, he adapted. When the game became more pass-heavy, he evolved. He hired Lane Kiffin and Steve Sarkisian as offensive coordinators and let the offense open up. Alabama went from a defensive, ground-and-pound team to an explosive offensive juggernaut. Let's talk about the numbers, because they're absurd. 7 national championships as a head coach, 1 at LSU, 6 at Alabama. 297 career wins at the college football level. Over 200 NFL draft picks from his programs. 47 first-round NFL draft picks at Alabama alone. 11 consensus All-Americans in the 2020 season alone. 82.1 winning percentage at Alabama. He's coached 4 Heisman Trophy winners: Derrick Henry, Devonta Smith, Bryce Young, and Mark Ingram. He's sent quarterbacks like Tua Tagovailoa, Mac Jones, and Jalen Hurts to the NFL. Running backs like Najee Harris and Josh Jacobs. Defensive players like Minkah Fitzpatrick, Jonathan Allen, and Will Anderson Jr. Every position group Saban touched turned into an NFL factory. Offensive linemen, defensive backs, linebackers, wide receivers. Alabama didn't just produce good players, they produced pros. But beyond the stats, Saban changed the way college football programs operate. Every elite program now copies his model: elite recruiting, NFL-level facilities, relentless player development, and an obsessive focus on process over results. He didn't just win, he set the standard. In January 2024, at age 72, Nick Saban retired from coaching. After 17 seasons at Alabama and 28 years as a head coach, the greatest of all time walked away. He left behind a legacy that will never be matched. 7 national championships, a program that became synonymous with excellence, a coaching tree that now includes some of the best coaches in football. Bear Bryant won 6 national championships in 25 years at Alabama. Nick Saban won 6 in 17 years and 7 overall. He is, without question, the greatest college football coach of all time. But more than the trophies, he changed hundreds of lives. His players didn't just become NFL stars, they became men. They learned discipline, accountability, and what it takes to be great. That's the real legacy. Not the wins, not the championships, but the impact. From Toledo to Tuscaloosa, Nick Saban spent a lifetime perfecting his craft. He built programs, developed the players, and won at a level no one had ever seen. 7 rings, 200 NFL players, a dynasty that dominated college football for nearly 2 decades. That's not just greatness, that's immortality. Nick Saban, the greatest of all time. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe for more in-depth looks at players, coaches, and teams that changed the game of football.